पर भारत उनके दिल से दूर नहीं, जो दूर रहकर भी भारत बदलाव की सूरजमुखी यात्रा के भागीदार हैं, जो विश्व में भारत का प्रतिबिंब हैं, जिनका गर्व आत्मनिर्भर तथा आत्मविश्वासी न्यू इंडिया के विश्व में महकती सुगंध है। May I now request Honorable External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar to kindly deliver welcome address. कृपया स्वागत संबोधन दें।
परम आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, गयाना के राष्ट्रपति और पीबीडी के चीफ गेस्ट एक्सेलेंसी डॉक्टर मोहम्मद इरफान अली जी, सूरीनाम के राष्ट्रपति और स्पेशल गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर एक्सेलेंसी श्री चंद्रिका प्रसाद संतोखी जी, माननीय राज्यपाल श्री मंगूभाई पटेल जी, माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री शिवराज सिंह चौहान जी, माननीय मंत्रीगण, डेलीगेट्स, साथियों, आप सबको मेरा नमस्कार। इंदौर में 17वीं प्रवासी भारतीय दिवस सम्मेलन के उद्घाटन सत्र में आप सबका स्वागत करता हूं। ये कन्वेंशन एक महत्वपूर्ण परंपरा है जो भारतीय समुदाय के साथ हमारे रिश्तों को और गहरा करता है। साथियों, जैसा कि आप सब जानते हैं, पीबीडी के 3 मकसद हैं। हमारी ये बॉन्डिंग को लगातार रिफ्रेश करना, दूसरा इसको नई ऊर्जा देना और तीसरा उनमें ज़्यादा पहलुओं को लाना। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि प्रधानमंत्री जी के विजन और मार्गदर्शन से इन लक्ष्यों को प्राप्त करने में हमें पूरी सफलता मिलेगी। फ्रेंड्स, अंडर प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी's leadership, India will surely emerge as a leading power. And along with that, the global standing of those with Indian heritage will also grow. And so too will the importance of the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. We will deliberate on all that and more over the next 2 days, but right now I welcome you all to the 17th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas and sincerely thank all those who made the holding of this convention in Indore possible. Jai Hind.
थैंक यू ऑनरेबल डॉक्टर एस जयशंकर। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी द्वारा स्थापित भारत विकास के आदर्शों को आत्मसात कर माननीय मुख्यमंत्री मध्य प्रदेश श्री शिवराज सिंह चौहान बड़ी कर्मठता से मध्य प्रदेश में विकास के नए कीर्तिमान रच रहे हैं। हमारा निवेदन है माननीय मुख्यमंत्री मध्य प्रदेश श्री शिवराज सिंह चौहान से कि कृपया अपनी भावनाएं व्यक्त करें।
हमारे लाडले नेता, भारत के प्रधानमंत्री, आप सबके दिलों पर राज करने वाले आदरणीय श्रीमान नरेंद्र मोदी जी, प्रवासी भारतीय दिवस के मुख्य अतिथि माननीय राष्ट्रपति कोऑपरेटिव रिपब्लिक ऑफ गुयाना डॉक्टर मोहम्मद इरफान अली जी, आज के कार्यक्रम के विशिष्ट अतिथि माननीय राष्ट्रपति रिपब्लिक ऑफ सूरीनाम श्री चंद्रिका प्रसाद संतोखी जी, हमारे मध्य प्रदेश के राज्यपाल आदरणीय मंगूभाई पटेल जी, आदरणीय श्री जयशंकर जी, हमारे विदेश मंत्री आदरणीय बी मुरलीधरन जी, मीनाक्षी लेखी जी, मंत्रिमंडल के सदस्य आदरणीय डॉक्टर राजकुमार रंजन सिंह जी और दुनिया भर से पधारे हुए मेरे प्रवासी भारतीय बहनों और भाइयों, एक बार फिर मध्य प्रदेश की धरती पर मैं आप सबका हृदय से स्वागत करता हूं, अभिनंदन करता हूं। आजादी के अमृत काल में मुझे तो ऐसा लग रहा है मध्य प्रदेश पे अमृत वर्षा हो रही है और सारी दुनिया से बाहें फैला के आप सब मध्य प्रदेश पधारे हैं। लेकिन मध्य प्रदेश और इंदौर ने भी कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ी है, अपने दिल के दरवाजे भी खोले हैं और अपने घरों के दरवाजे भी खोले हैं। माड़ने मड़े हुए हैं, रंगोली सजी हुई है, विद्युत बल्ब की लड़ियों से इंदौर को सजाया गया है। और इंदौर में झगड़ा इस बात का था कि होटल में क्यों ठहरा रहे हो, हमारे घर ले आओ ना हमारे प्रवासी भारतीय भाई और बहनों को। एक अद्भुत उत्साह का और उमंग का वातावरण है। आप सबने भी इस कार्यक्रम को अविस्मरणीय बनाने के लिए कल इंदौर में ग्लोबल गार्डन बनाया है और 66 देश के प्रवासी भारतीय बहनों और भाइयों ने इंदौर के भाई और बहनों के साथ पेड़ लगाने का काम किया है। भारत माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्रीमान नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में सचमुच में एक नए भारत का उदय हो रहा है। एक वैभवशाली भारत, एक गौरवशाली भारत, एक संपन्न भारत, एक समृद्ध भारत, एक शक्तिशाली भारत। आज सारा देश प्रधानमंत्री जी के पीछे खड़ा है। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा स्वच्छ भारत, तो पूरे देश ने झाड़ू उठाई और इंदौर ने तो ऐसी उठाई कि स्वच्छता में सिक्सर मार दिया, छक्का लगाया। ओवरऑल मध्य प्रदेश भी नंबर 1 है स्वच्छता में। प्रधानमंत्री जी के एक एक मंत्र को मध्य प्रदेश ने अक्षरशः साकार करने की कोशिश की है। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा आत्मनिर्भर भारत, तो मध्य प्रदेश ने रोड मैप बनाया आत्मनिर्भर मध्य प्रदेश का। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा $5 ट्रिलियन की इकोनॉमी हमारे देश को बनाना है, तो मध्य प्रदेश ने बना लिया $550 बिलियन की इकोनॉमी बनाने का अपना रोड मैप और टारगेट। उस पर हम तेजी से काम करने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं। आप सबने भी मध्य प्रदेश में कल गहरी रुचि जताई है। आर्थिक शक्ति, ज्ञान की शक्ति और आत्मनिर्भर शक्ति हमारा भारत बने, इसके लिए आप सबके अलग अलग प्रपोजल और प्रस्ताव भी है। मैं तो आज केवल इतना कह सकता हूं, और ये मैं कह रहा हूं तो केवल मुख्यमंत्री के नाते नहीं, भारत के एक नागरिक के नाते, कि 100 साल पहले हुए थे नरेंद्र स्वामी विवेकानंद जी, जिन्होंने कहा था कि सुदीर्घ रजनी समाप्त हुई जान पड़ती है, महानिशा का अंत निकट है। जो अंधे हैं वो देख नहीं सकते, जो बहरे हैं वो सुन नहीं सकते, लेकिन मैं स्पष्ट रूप से देख रहा हूं कि भारत माता एक बार फिर से अंगड़ाई लेके जाग रही है और विश्व गुरु के पद पर अधिष्ठित हो रही है, बैठ रही है। एक नरेंद्र ने कहा था और दूसरे नरेंद्र के रूप में आज सचमुच में प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र भाई के नेतृत्व में ये हो रहा है। आज भारत दुनिया को शांति और प्रेम का संदेश दे रहा है। पश्चिमी देश और रूस से अगर कोई कह सकता है तो वो केवल नरेंद्र मोदी जी कि युद्ध नहीं, शांति चाहिए। जब यूक्रेन और रूस का युद्ध हुआ तो हमारे बच्चे कैसे निकले? प्रधानमंत्री जी ने 4 मंत्री सीमाओं पर भेजे, लेकिन हमारे छात्रों ने, विद्यार्थी बेटा बेटियों ने हाथ में तिरंगा लिया और आगे बढ़ गए, तो रूस की फौजें भी रुक गई और यूक्रेन भी ठिठक गया। भारत का तिरंगा लेके वो सुरक्षित निकल के आ गए। पूरी दुनिया को वसुधैव कुटुंबकम का संदेश देने वाले हमारे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी, सब सुखी हो, सब निरोग हो, सबका मंगल हो, सबका कल्याण की राह दिखाने वाले नरेंद्र मोदी जी, हम सबका संकल्प है कि उनके नेतृत्व में भारत लगातार आगे बढ़ के कई मामलों में देश का नेतृत्व करे। एक बार मैं फिर आप सबका स्वागत करता हूं, अभिनंदन करता हूं और माफी चाहता हूं। हाल छोटा पड़ गया, लेकिन दिल में आपके लिए प्रेम की और स्नेह की कमी नहीं है। फिर आपका स्वागत, अभिनंदन। बोलिए भारत माता की।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद माननीय मुख्यमंत्री मध्य प्रदेश. Today, we feel deeply honored with the gracious presence of our distinguished and esteemed guests on the dais. May I now request our guest of honor, His Excellency Mr. Chandrika Prasad Santokhi, President of the Republic of Suriname, to kindly address on the occasion.
धन्यवाद धन्यवाद नमस्कार नमस्कार आप सब लोग के लिए नमस्कार. Honorable Prime Minister of India Shri Narendra Modi, Honorable Minister of External Affairs Dr. Jaishankar, Honorable Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, my brother, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, distinguished ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Namaskar. महोदय, भारत की प्रधानमंत्री, आपको हृदय से मेरा नमस्कार और प्रणाम. First, let me offer also my heartfelt condolences to you, Prime Minister, and I'm doing that with this text. Janani Janma Bhumishta Swarga Dapi Gari Yasi. एक माँ और एक मातृभूमि स्वर्ग से भी भरकर है. Today is my great privilege to set foot on the soil of mesmerizing Indore, the largest city in beautiful Madhya Pradesh, known as the cleanest city in India, and evolving as one of the smart cities to speak as your special guest of honor at this August Pravasi Divas. Allow me also, on behalf of the people and the government of the Republic of Suriname, to express to the government of India and the government of Madhya Pradesh our sincerest gratitude for the warm hospitality rendered to me and my delegation. Ladies and gentlemen, this convention is a great momentum for new opportunities to explore for both our nations. In the so-called Amrit Kaal of New India, which was introduced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2021, which we support. With the projected 25 years of sustainability should not only be spread to all areas and places in India, but it should also get outreach to our diaspora nations and our diaspora people, and that is also one of the reasons why we are gathered here today. Prime Minister Modi, how can we support your philosophical vision of Amrit Kaal and this Pravasi Divas to our diaspora nations and to all our people of Indian descent? I believe that this concept needs to be developed, promoted, and institutionalized in our nations and among our people. Therefore, today, I'm presenting you some ideas for further consideration. For example, for the Caribbean diaspora, an Indian diaspora institution can be established in the Caribbean region for training in Hindi language, training in culture, etc. An academy in the Caribbean for supporting of film industry, where the talented diaspora youth can get the opportunity to showcase their talent, training in yoga, Ayurveda, and spirituality as a way of life. To enable this, a diaspora fund should be created for the diaspora projects and programs in the region. Also, founding of training centers, schools in different areas and places of our countries should be initiated to learn the Hindi language, our bhasha, but also learning about our religions and culture and our parampara, our tradition. The establishment of a Caribbean high-tech training institution in modern technology should be welcomed for the diaspora nations to support the IT skills among our citizens. My country, Suriname, is willing to host one of those institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, recently we initiated the idea to establish an innovation hub for the youth of the Caribbean for science studies, studying climate change and biodiversity, which can be integrated and applied in this IT institution. Another proposal is investing in companies creating semi-finished products where Indian companies can develop and produce products in our own region to strengthen the local communities and economy. This will develop and support our own local industry, local content. For example, instead of only importing logs from our country, wood furniture can be produced also locally based on the win-win principle. A regional enterprise for pharmaceuticals to produce affordable medicines for our people in the region, and also developing renewable energies in the diaspora nations that should be supported and expanded for the energy security. Another idea is the establishment of Indian financial institutions and banks for ease of doing business and trade in our region that will support financial inclusion of our business community and the people, but also to see this as a solution of financial exclusion by the threat of de-risking of several banks in the Caribbean nations by foreign banks, but also promotion of South-South cooperation, promoting connectivity through air and water connections for our nations, and creating and expanding joint markets for each other's products, and promoting movements of persons and goods through water and air connectivity. Supporting and promoting programs for the use of high technology by India for communication, education, and access to information to support knowledge and strengthen the human well-being for everyone in the community in our region. Ladies and gentlemen, very often, and you witness it every day, we are informed about the role and position of Indians in top companies of the world, in the health sector, in all modern medical institutions, IT world, and also the financial sector. The question is how we can benefit more from this wealth of knowledge and expertise in the diaspora community. Ladies and gentlemen, those are some thoughts. I see many opportunities for even a closer diaspora cooperation with Indian counterparts in all areas for the next 25 years. And I make use of this opportunity to invite all relevant actors from both sides to sit around the table and explore the new avenues of cooperation. Even on the highest levels of government, we should have more interactions and strategic dialogue to support and implement the vision of Amrit Kaal. Prime Minister Modi, my country, Suriname, is honored to mark the 150th anniversary of Indian arrival in Suriname in 2023, a significant milestone in the long and rich history of relations between our two countries. This is a memorable occasion. It's a time to celebrate the cultural ties forged between Suriname and India over the past 150 years and to reflect on how our two nations have worked together to promote understanding, cooperation, and mutual respect. The arrival of the immigrants from India and their progressive involvement in the Surinamese society has contributed and enriching cultural expressions and experiences. But they manage to keep their values, their dharma, and their identity, their pahichan. It is crucial to nurture these historical and cultural bonds and look ahead and chart a path towards broader economic and trade engagements and increased investment between our nations. With this in mind, it's now time that we benefit from a more mature type of diaspora cooperation, one that is also based on spiritual principles to eradicate poverty and also consciousness where real wealth is held. Despite the immense challenges of climate change, energy transition, and food security, we have to resolve all these challenges that we face as quickly as we can and with joint effort and commitment. We already have a solid partnership with many areas of cooperation, and with the relevant Indian authorities will undoubtedly advance the objectives of an enhanced and strategic partnership. Excellencies, friends, ladies and gentlemen, I'm aware of the fact that all crises and challenges can be faced. I see possibilities and opportunities. India has proven to be a reliable partner in regional and global matters. I express our appreciation that we'll have the opportunity to advance the voices of the Global South during the upcoming South Summit. In closing, ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming back to the theme of this event, Diaspora, Reliable Partner for India's Progress in Amrit Kaal. I wish to remark that this is a very timely and opportune theme. I view Amrit Kaal as the beginning of a new era, starting now, the first month in 2023. The nectar is now available after many years of hardships faced by our ancestors. But only when we work towards our goals of sustainability with sincerity and smartness, this mission is accomplished. Prime Minister Modi, your leadership and vision for the G20 expressed by the theme, One Planet, One Family, One Future, is fully embedded in the philosophy, namely Vasudeva Kutumbakam Mahurbhava Janeyaya Jaivyam Janam. The world is one family. Human life is defined. Thank you. Dhanyabad. May the Almighty bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, His Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, we feel honored to invite our chief guest, His Excellency Dr. Mohammad Irfan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. May I request you, sir, to kindly address the august gathering.
Thank you very much. Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, my distinguished brother, President Santokhi, distinguished ministers, Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to be here once again in the Republic of India, the birthplace of my ancestors, and a country which afforded me the opportunity, to pursue higher education. India belongs to all of us. I want to take this opportunity also to thank the Chief Minister, the government, and the people of Madhya Pradesh for your kind hospitality, your love, and the way in which you welcome us to this beautiful city. I thank the Prime Minister of India for his invitation extended to me to participate in this convention. I express my appreciation for the warm and gracious hospitality extended to me and the members of my delegation, the largest private sector delegation to ever visit India from Guyana. Today is a significant day in the history of India, for it was on the 9th of January 1915, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi returned home to India from South Africa. It was on this day, 107 years ago, that the once physically frail-looking but morally firm and formidable man returned and intensified the struggle for India's independence. India's independence was an inspiration for freedom-seeking peoples around the world. It ignited their hopes and aspirations of freedom and a better future for them and their progeny. India has used the fruits of its independence to assist other developing countries. And on this point, Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi, we owe you a debt of gratitude. When the world locked its borders and globalization failed, you showed the world that globalization can still succeed and there is still love when the hardest of times hit us. When the world could not find vaccine and you faced the challenge of the COVID-19 pandemic, you showed the world what real love and hope is when you shared vaccine with the rest of the world. I stand here very proud of your work, very proud of your love, and very proud of your demonstration of what real love and hope should look like. I take this opportunity to express once again my profound appreciation for India's support to Guyana. Since the establishment of diplomatic relations between our two states, Guyana has benefited from robust cooperation with India in the fields of agriculture, culture, diplomacy, education, health, housing, information communications technology, infrastructural development, investment, renewable energy, sport, trade, and water. Today, Guyana pursues similar ideals like Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi. As President, I find commonality in the philosophy, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, which is bringing everyone together, pursuing growth and development, and winning and building trust for everyone. This is the path that marries unity with prosperity, good governance with strong leadership that you are demonstrating. As our country expands, we embrace fully the Rainbow of India concept, which builds the country among the themes of Sanskriti, Krishti, Mahela Shakti, Prakriti Sansadan, Yuva Shakti, Loktandra, and Gyan, which is ensuring our country is built on the strength of its culture, agriculture, women, natural resources, youth power, democracy, and knowledge. India is a world leader in developing pratibha, talent, and utilizing Prododiki, technology, and we look forward to further collaborating in these two areas. With the development of talent and the sharing of technology, India stands way ahead of all others in developing a world that is hopeful, a world in which Technology is not seen as an expensive tool, but technology is seen as an accessible tool to improve all of humanity. Guyana has also keenly observed India's management of relations with its diaspora. We have learned from India as we embark on a new chapter of enhancing our engagement with our own diaspora, which, like India, is scattered across the globe in almost every country. I believe that it is important that we continuously share our experiences in engaging with our respective diasporas. This convention serves such beneficial purpose. Today, I want to therefore share my perspective about diaspora relations. My country, Guyana, is a multi-ethnic society. Indians, whose ancestors first came to work in Guyana as indentured immigrants, constitute the largest ethnic group in the country. Guyana itself has a large diaspora, which is ranked as one of the largest in the world in terms of its share of the national population. One recent report suggested that almost 40% of all Guyanese live overseas. The traditional approach to diaspora relations tended to emphasize remigration, remittances, and family-based tourism. The results of this approach were mixed. Without doubt, remittances have contributed to providing economic support for thousands of Guyanese families. We also were able to attract skilled persons to return and provide the country with much-needed critical skills to rebuild the economy, to restore international creditworthiness, and to establish enterprises. But pull factors including family ties and better opportunities also led to many of them returning overseas. Guyana is now a much stronger economy than it has ever been. It is now the fastest growing economy in the world, registering a real GDP growth of 19.9% in 2021, and growth for 2022 estimated at more than 50%. On this note, Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi, I assure you that the economic opportunity, growth, and potential of Guyana is open to the entire private sector of India to participate fully and to be involved in the transformation that is taking place. The country's economy is now in a full takeoff mode of development. This transformative stage of economic development is spawning massive economic opportunities across almost all sectors of the economy. Our intention is to position Guyana to be among the leaders in the world in energy security, climate security, food security, fresh water, and a full-scale human resource development that provides the best health and educational services, and India is an important strategic partner in achieving all of this. Guyana is mindful of the experience of other countries, which have experienced rapid growth, but also led to socioeconomic inequalities. As such, we have embraced a One Guyana agenda, which promotes greater unity and shared prosperity amongst all of our people. Our diaspora is integral to the One Guyana agenda. As such, Guyana is now embracing a diaspora integration model. This flows from our belief that diasporas should not be treated as entities that are peripheral to nationhood. Diasporas are an integral part of our nation. They may be resident outside of our borders, but they remain within our nation. They are part of us and not apart from us. As such, it is necessary when crafting policies that we seek to integrate our diaspora into the process of national development. Policies, therefore, should be tailored to make our diasporas integral rather than incidental to nationhood. My experience has been that members of our diaspora are no less patriotic and no less fervent in their support of country. They celebrate when the national teams do well. Their hearts swell with pride when their countrymen excel and attain high office. And they are passionate in supporting their motherland. I have little doubt that this too is India's experience. Guyana, like India, is a multicultural society with different religious and ethnic groups. The celebration by the diaspora of their religious, cultural, and national festivals and events serve to reinforce the strong connection to homeland and their sense of national identity. The forging of a strong sense of national identity within the diaspora is therefore central to the model of diaspora relations that we are pursuing. One of the ways in which the diaspora reinforces national identity is by keeping alive their cultural and national traditions. These traditions promote a sense of oneness. Relations with our diaspora cannot ignore the role of religious, ethnic, and national traditions in sustaining our multicultural and national identities. Policies which promote the continued observances of religious, cultural, and national observances within the diaspora must become part of our engagement with the diaspora. If the diaspora is to become more integral in national development, it must benefit from accurate and updated information. We now live in an information age where information is now more easily accessible. But the very platforms which may make such information more accessible and more instantaneous can become sources of disinformation. It is therefore essential to establish platforms for the provision of accurate and timely delivery of information to the members of the diaspora and to counteract misinformation. We are also keen to transform the brain drain into brain gain. The technology now exists to also tap into our highly skilled diaspora. The diaspora possesses the skills and expertise that are needed for the modernization of our economy. We hope to be able to use ICT to be able to make greater use of the wealth of skills available within the diaspora, including in providing educational and health services. The diaspora integration model also embraces a role of our diaspora as an instrument of soft power. Many members of our diaspora have done exceedingly well in their adopted homelands and have risen to positions of prominence. Collectively, the size and strength of our diaspora in some developed countries attribute great influence to them. Many of the members of our diaspora are strategically placed in positions of influence to help protect and promote our national interests overseas. We look to our diaspora to project our external interests, including to protect our democracy and to defend our territorial integrity and sovereignty, particularly from external threats. We look to our diaspora to champion international causes which are germane to our national interests, including arresting climate change. Indeed, we also look to our diaspora to wield its influence in attracting and unlocking markets for our products. Our experience dictates the diaspora policies should not be cast in stone. They must remain flexible and adaptable to changing realities. The realities in my country are changing, and we have adopted a new approach to diaspora relations, one that is consistent with our goals and aspirations. Our experience have also led us to underscore the importance of exchanging ideas about diaspora relations, and equally about creating strong diaspora networks and improving links between such networks. Before I close, Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi, distance may be keeping us apart, but our heart and soul connects us through faith and hope. You visited Guyana even before you were Chief Minister, and you felt the love of the Guyanese diaspora. I visited and I studied here even before I became president, and I felt the love of the Indian people. We pray and hope that before the end of this year, we will have the good fortune of your visit to Guyana, so that we can share with you our development aspirations and the hope of a country that is so connected to you and the people of India. I therefore see the Pravasi Divas Convention as an important platform